Namaste. My name is Nilesh Sinha and welcome to my channel Pilgrimage Varanasi. Ma, Mother Ganga. That is how an Indian referred to the world's holiest river, Ganges. My idea for today is that I will share the legend of River Ganga with you in this episode. I will start with Vedas. So the question arises, do we have mention of River Ganga in the Vedas? One account says that in Vedas we have a mention of two rivers. One is Saraswati and another one is Jahnavi. Historians and archaeologists always associate Saraswati with the civilization in the northwest of India. From there, people gradually shifted towards Ganga in the north part of India. And that was the era when Puranic Hinduism was born. This was more of a shift from Vedic era to Puranic era. And many legends refer Jahnavi as River Ganga. I will share the story of Jahnavi in detail in the later part of the video. So stay connected and watch the video till the end. And yes, do subscribe to my channel as well. River Ganga has received lot of attention in the Puranic era. You will see her idols at the door of every temple as well as besides the city gates. She is also depicted in the Makara Rashi, which is zodiac sign Capricorn. There is also one confusion amongst the people between Makara and Magar. So some folk images depicting Mother Ganga sitting on a crocodile. But again, the question is, what is Makara? A sea creature which has a tail of a fish and a head of an elephant is her vehicle. Rationalist says that the creature is indigenous freshwater dolphin which is found in the river Ganga. Shaivas believe that river Ganga is theirs and Vaishnavas believe she is theirs. There is a story in which Vishnu in his Vaman Avatara, which is dwarf form, goes to Bali, who was the king of Asura, demons, and asks for the boon, allowing him to claim whatever he can cover in 3 footsteps. Once the boon is granted, the dwarf becomes a giant, claiming Bhulok, which is earth, with 1 step, and Swargalok in 2nd step. When his foot extended into outer space, it happens to touch the Milky Way, what we call in India as Akash Ganga, and the Ganga came down on earth with his foot. Another version, when Vishnu raises his foot in space, Brahma overcome with emotion. He pours the water from his Kamandal on Vishnu's feet, which flows to earth as river Ganga. Another fascinating story of Ganga's association with Vishnu. Shiva is also known for his singing, but he rarely sings because he is a Vairagi, recluse. Once Shiva was singing and it was so beautiful that Vishnu melts and turns into water, and Brahma collects this water into his Kamandal, and that is Ganga. There are some stories where Shiva has 2 wives. One is Parvati or Gauri and another one is Ganga. They both are the daughters of Parvat, the mountain. Folk tales say that they both quarrel because one sits on the head of Shiva and another one in his lap. Once Parvati was upset with Shiva and accusing him of keeping Ganga on his head and keeping her away. In response, Shiva embraces Parvati so tightly that they merged into one body and become Ardhnareshwara, half woman body and half man body. Now Ganga's another name Jahnavi and Bhagirathi. When Ganga was descending on the Bhulok, which is earth, at that time she was dancing cheerfully and making lot of noise. Rishi or sage Jahanu got upset and drank the entire river up. Some says sage Jahanu was Shiva himself. Ganga then apologized for making so much of a noise. So he released her from his ear, because of which she is also called Jahnavi or Rishi Jahanu's daughter. When you try hard for something, in our country it is called Bhagirathi Prayas. Prayas means effort. Bhagirathi is the name, an oft used phrase. Here I would say, to make my channel a successful channel, I am also doing a Bhagirathi Prayas. So be part of this Prayasa and become a subscriber to my channel. Bhagirathi was a Suryavanshi clan king, and his ancestors have got cursed from a rishi or a sage, Kapil Muni, because of which they have all turned into ash for disturbing his tapasya or a meditational prayer. Saddened by their fate, King Bhagirath asked Kapil Muni by any means they can reborn or achieve moksha or nirvana. Kapil Muni told him they can only reborn when their ash will be poured in the river Ganga. For that, river Ganga have to descend from heaven to earth. Bhagirathi did tapasya and pleaded the river Ganga to come down on earth. At long last, the Ganga got agreed, but she said the force of her fall will destroy the earth. Bhagirath then approached Shiva and requested him to hold the Ganga on his head. Shiva contained the force of river Ganga in his locks. Bhagirath was able to immerse the ashes of his ancestors in the river Ganga, and they were reborn. The concept of rebirth is connected to getting another chance, because we aren't able to fulfill all our wishes in one lifetime. Rebirth makes that second chance possible. Does Ganga have siblings and family? Ganga's sister is Yamuna. In many temples, river Ganga and Yamuna depicted besides each other. In images, Ganga is depicted sitting on a dolphin and Yamuna on a turtle. The dolphin is spurt and fast moving, where turtle is slow. This difference is very much there in the character of the two rivers. Ganga is fast, lively, while Yamuna is slow and sluggish. Ganga is associated with Shiva and Yamuna is associated with Vishnu. One of Krishna's 8 wives was Kalindi. Kalindi is another name of Yamuna. India is divided into two parts by Vindhyachal mountain ranges. The northern part is called Uttarapatha and the southern part is called Dakshinapatha. The Kaveri river is often known as the Dakshina Ganga. When Rishi Agastya was travelling to the south part of India, he carried the Ganga water in his kamandal. While he was doing tapasya, meditational prayer, he kept the kamandal on a stone. Lord Ganesha came there in the form of crow and tipped it over. The Kaveri river started flowing from there where the kamandal fell. There is another river called Godavari. She is also called as Dakshina Ganga. It's a family related story mentioned in Godavari Mahatkya. Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, was unhappy with Ganga as she was sitting on the head of Lord Shiva and she wanted to get rid of her. Once Ganesha visits the ashram of Rishi Gautam in the south in the form of a cow and is wandering in the rice field, the Rishi throws a stone at the animal and Ganesha pretended to die. The Rishi feels that he has committed a sin and he must do penance. Ganesha reappears in his real form and for his mother's happiness tells the Rishi to ask Shiva send Ganga away from the Mount Kailash. So on Rishi's request, Shiva sends Ganga as Godavari in the south. Ganga is holy. Hindu bathe in the Ganga. They take up the water in the cupped hands and pour it back in the Ganga as an offering to their ancestors and to the gods. As it is said in the Hinduism that you cannot offer stale flour to the god or stale food to the god, but you can always offer water of the river Ganga because the water of the river Ganga is never stale. When river Ganga fell from the heaven on the earth, she splits into several streams. One account speaks of 4 streams watering the 4 quarters of the earth. Another account says of 7 streams, 3 flowing in the east, 3 flowing in the west, and the 7th one is Bhagirathi. In Rig Veda, India's divine 7 rivers are mentioned: the Sindhu, the Saraswati, and the 5 rivers of Punjab region. There are many legends which are associated with river Ganga. What I have just narrated you is from the different holy books of ours. My request to you is please subscribe to my channel and press the like button. Thank you very much.